Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, Anita Finley.
Talk about high spirits. I mean, I know a lot of people, but I know someone named Becca Kallaus. It's really Becca Kallaus. Becca Kallaus. And Becca is a unique individual. Not only is she gorgeous and she's everything you would want your daughter to be, but she is so smart, and she brings things to us from Carmen Care, the advanced laser therapy company, that we just hold our breath. And so thank you, Becca, for being on our show today. It's always, I have to take a deep breath, and I have to take my energy and put it back here so your energy can flow, or we're going to have a crash. But I really appreciate, I know the fact that you were just in Australia, and you must have really knocked them dead there. But you really love what you're doing, and I want to start off with asking about that. You didn't grow up as a doctor, and so you weren't really in the medical field as a 10-year-old. But what's happened to you?
Well, I actually I was a nutrition and fitness major for a little while in college. I do have my personal training cert, and I've always been interested in all sorts of alternative medicine and just any type of healing in the body, spirit, and mind, really. So I have a psychology degree as well. So, all that it all ties in together. So, every aspect of it absolutely interests me. So then when I found Carmen Care, it was just a match made in heaven. Leslie Carmen is our clinical director. She's become one of my absolute best friends in the entire world. She is just one of the most beautiful souls I've ever met. And yes, I say this no matter who's around.
I can attest to that. Absolutely can attest to that. She is everything you said. But you're doing something that is so creative that I really want to you to explain exactly what you do, and then we'll talk about some of the new stuff that you're doing.
Sure. Well, I'll just explain. I mean, laser therapy in general, laser therapy emits an energy that the body absorbs, and it activates the natural healing process of the body. And so no matter where you put the laser, it's going to activate whatever the body is supposed to do naturally. So like I was explaining to you earlier, Anita, so we treat chronic pain or any kind of pain in our clinic. So whether it's nerve damage or, you've had pain, you don't know what the cause is, you've had pain for decades, nothing's been able to help it. Those are the typical people that we see. We also treat, if you have an injury or you're recovering from surgery, something like that, then, you can come to us for that as well. So,
well, I want to just go back to what you just said. How serious pain? I mean, is this pain like you're going to go for knee surgery, or is this because you just hit your knee?
I suppose you could come for anything, really, but the people that we really see in our clinics are the people who, they've been told they need to have a knee replacement, or they've had a knee replacement and it didn't work. We've had somebody came in who they had 3 back surgeries. There's actually only a 5% success rate with back surgeries, but in our clinic, we have over a 90% success rate with all the people that we see. So, and that's in about just under 4 years of being in business. So we manage that percentage because we so genuinely care about every single person that comes into our clinic. We really, truly go the extra mile for every single person possible.
And laser therapy, is it something that are you feeling it as you're receiving it? What is it like?
So we have a few different kinds of lasers in our clinic. One of them, it does have a heat element to it, feels very therapeutic. Then we have another laser that it actually has 4 different modalities. So generally laser therapy is just infrared or near infrared. We have another laser that you don't feel anything at all, but it's near infrared, LED, magnets, and ultrasound. Now that one it's absolutely incredible technology. And we've seen absolutely incredible success with it. One of the conditions that we reach out to the most is trigeminal neuralgia, because that's how our company began. For that full story, you can go to our website. But so with that laser, we can treat so many things with it. With the one that has a heat element to it, there are some areas that we can't treat on the body. You don't want to go over your eyes or your throat or anything like that. But with the other laser that has the 4 different modalities, you can use it on any single part of your body. And I mean, it has attachments. You can really use it everywhere. So with this laser, for example, the only other person in the state of Florida that has it at the moment is an ophthalmologist. So he uses it to treat cataracts and all sorts of things. We don't treat for that in our clinic, but we actually are the national distributor of this laser in the country. And so we actually sell this laser. So you can actually use this laser from the comfort of your own home. So we have 2 different versions. We have one for just anybody, and then we have one it's the same modalities, but it's just a different frequency. It looks identical, but that one's only for medical practitioners. There's only a slight difference, to be honest. But what you can do with it is absolutely phenomenal. One of the things that I was treating myself for lately was about 2 months ago or so, I was really struggling. I mean, it's so funny you give me all these accolades for my high
Your
energy.
Yeah.
But a couple months ago, I was really struggling, and I to get up in the morning to go throughout the day. I mean, I felt like I was really having a hard time. And what happened was my adrenals were really compromised. Now, your adrenals handle a lot of very important things in the body, and one of them, it does affect your energy if they're really low. So I tried some supplements and nothing really worked. Then I was like, oh, hey, what am I doing? There's an adrenal protocol.
And where did you put it?
So your adrenals are located, they're kind of like at the bottom of your rib cage, and you put it on your back. That's kind of roughly where it is. So I actually used, it's only a 8-minute protocol, or 4 minutes, depending on which laser you use. And I treat my adrenals with it, and I tell you, when I was really struggling, the first couple times I used it, it was like I had a jolt of energy, and I am totally back now, and it is completely thanks to the laser. Absolutely no doubt about it.
So we have a lot of people listening who, of course, have lots of pain. Some of it's very serious. Some of it, maybe they twisted their ankle, they did something. What would they should come to you, of course. They should come to your center. Because we don't want to talk about the one that you sell now to them. Let's just get them there so that they know this is the right thing. So you have the advanced laser therapy. Carmen Care is here in Boca Raton, but you have other places too. So let me just give everyone a phone number. This is a free consultation, which I think is actually amazing. Don't pay somebody if they're advertising to you for something like this when you can get it free, because the therapists and Leslie Carmen really wants to make sure that they can help you. And so you want to call them for 561-405-9577. And again, remember, this is Pencil Talk Radio. Get your pencils out, 561-405-9577. The website is carmencarelaser.com, carmencarelaser.com. So let's just now say that somebody comes in, and let's just, what's the most common thing that people come in with?
I'd say back pain and knee pain are generally the most common.
Okay, what are you going to do?
So with knees, we actually have a 97% success rate. Yeah. Anita, your face is priceless right now.
I have to send 5 people to you right now. I've been complaining about their knees.
Yeah, knees are pretty standard for us. But an interesting thing about the knee is there's actually, unfortunately, a lot of people that get knee replacement surgery when it's actually referred pain from the back. So they had their whole knee replaced, and that wasn't the problem to begin with. They had all this, invasive stuff, and then they have to recover, and it's, the scar tissue and all sorts of things. But with us, it's completely non-invasive. Our treatments are so therapeutic. Sometimes if people are laying down for treatment, sometimes they fall asleep. We have nice music that we play. People say that they feel partially healed when they just walk into our office because there's so much love and so much positive energy around. So, it's just and then we have a way where we, after one treatment, we can know if it's referred pain or not. So then we're not wasting anyone's time either. So, we really absolutely, I know I'm slightly biased, but I do truly believe this, that we really are the leaders in laser therapy. We stay on top of all the latest research. We do all our due diligence. We consult with some of the top people in the medical fields. Our neurological consultant is one of the most brilliant people of all times. His CV, like I was telling you, is 48 pages long.
We're going to try to get him for Cure. For those of you listening, we have our next Cure Symposium coming up, I think, in October, but I'm always looking for people like this who have a big story to tell that's cutting edge. But let's go back. Can you imagine that person who comes in because they have a knee problem and is feeling better, then they go back to their orthopedic surgeon, and what does he say? Come on, you must be kidding. And now they're walking, and that must be a big trauma.
We are actually, since we've been around for a couple years now, and we really know our stuff, we've actually, to this point, we're starting to actually have a lot of doctors refer patients to us because they're so impressed with our results. So, I mean, that's definitely a testament to our
Soon they're going to buy your laser, and they're going to do it. So,
yeah, we have a whole game plan for that at some point. But yeah, so.
But go ahead. So now, knee pain is one thing, but I think we talked about people with the wrists. You know, I see people all with their little these not Band-Aids, but wrist bands and all that are. And I asked them, I have carpal tunnel.
Well, that's funny that you say that because carpal tunnel was actually how laser therapy was FDA cleared to begin with. So there was a study done in 2000. Well, I'm sorry, it was cleared in 2003. The study was actually done in the early 90s. By General Motors because all of their employees were developing carpal tunnel, and so they did laser therapy on them, and the study was so successful that the FDA cleared it.
Amazing.
And carpal tunnel is, that's the oldest one in the book.
So you get that. You get people who suffer from that.
Actually, the body is truly amazing because Leslie can explain this a little bit better than I can. She'll be on next week, but when you have carpal tunnel, you develop a bone spur to elongate that tendon. And then with laser, then after you no longer need that, the body actually sends out cells to eat away the bone spur to get rid of it again. So your body has all these creative ways of healing itself, no matter what the situation is. So if that helps you kind of understand what laser therapy is a little bit better, whatever the body does naturally, which is more than almost a lot of people understand, it just accelerates that healing process.
It seems like it gets it back into where it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why we have such long-lasting success. Is because you're not masking an issue. With medication, you're masking the problem. You're cutting off signals. You have all these side effects that come with that. With surgery, sometimes it can help something. If you need something reattached, that's a different story. Then we can cut that recovery time in half.
That's good. See, that's another thing to talk about. So if you are having surgery, you can still go for treatment, and it will then recuperate. It'll make you recuperate quicker.
The best thing to do if you do have to have surgery, the best example is if you have something that's torn completely, completely. So there's no signal in the body for it to attach A to B. If it's torn partially, then all those ligaments are still there. So then it'll reattach where it's supposed to. But if it's torn completely, it's not going to do that necessarily. So that would be good to have surgery in that case. But what we would recommend would be to come in before for 1 to 3 treatments or something. Again, Leslie can give the details on that one, but that helps get your body in a healing mode. So then the surgery goes better. And then you come in afterwards, and then we can cut the recovery time in half. So, and the same thing with any kind of injury as well. If you have any kind of injury, the best thing to do is to get laser therapy immediately. The sooner you get laser on an injury, the faster and the more expedited your recovery can be.
Well, as we move along with this conversation, I'm going to have you, when Leslie first came in, she said, Becca. When Becca came in, she said, does anybody have any pain? Well, we have a very healthy bunch here right now today. And I just had a little weird thing with my finger because I took my ring off too fast, I think, and it's a large ring, and I think it must have either hurt the muscle, did something. And you put it on there, and I'm feeling it's still there, but I'm not feeling the twin. So when you get started, I'm going to give you back my finger.
I only did 1 minute.
I don't know.
One single minute.
I may fly with that finger.
That was about 15 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. So we're going to have to see about that. But let's really, when people are in pain, the first thing they go for, of course, medication to not feel pain. But to see this simple instrument do that is pretty preposterous, isn't it? I mean, people, they have a hard time believing it, but you have seen if someone comes in one time. Now, you, of course, say that there's a series. Sometimes you need 15 treatments.
It really depends. So there's a large range. Generally, if it's chronic pain, the typical protocol is 15 to 20 treatments. Now, rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia might be closer to 25. But, most things it's usually roughly 20. Sometimes you need maintenance, sometimes not. It really just depends on the situation and the person. We write a custom protocol for every single person. I mean, we really tailor all of our treatments to the individual because everyone is truly different. So there's a lot of different factors that play into how people respond. We do have I said we have about a 90% success rate. Now, we're actually rolling out with a new service. We actually started this week where we've found that sometimes the reasons why people don't respond to treatments, it's a very small percentage, but some of those things are if you're diabetic and your blood sugar is too high, or if you take certain medications like statins and blood sugar, they're both too toxic to the body. So the ratio of toxicity to the how fast a laser can heal is in the wrong direction. So while there's still healing taking place in that situation, we don't want to just take your money and have you not see results. So we would tell you that up front. Now, if you're not in either of those categories and you're still not responding to treatment, there is a small percentage of people that have a certain toxin in their body, usually a mold toxin or fungus or something like that they don't necessarily know about. I mean, we all have so many toxins, but certain ones can prevent people from responding positively to laser therapy. But now we have a solution for that as well. So Leslie is going to explain our new detox program next time. And that, if you thought laser therapy was exciting, just wait till you hear about the detox. We can actually non-invasively detox any toxin from the body. It is unbelievable. I'll let her tell this story because she worked with him directly, but we had a patient with Agent Orange poisoning. And now, if anybody, Agent Orange, he's a Vietnam vet, so that was a poison that was used in Vietnam, and a lot of Vietnam vets have this. It basically compromises pretty much everything you need in your entire body. So many things. And he had pain for decades, so many things wrong with him. You name it, he was suffering from it. The only thing that's left is his diabetes. And we're working on that one too.
That is amazing.
And his hair is growing back. We experience all sorts of positive side effects that we don't even see coming. His hair started, he was mostly bald on the top of his head. His hair is growing like wildfire. It is growing in places that it hasn't grown in for years, and it's growing in dark. It's crazy. He is beyond thrilled, obviously. So, these are just some of the things that can happen with this detox.
So let's just talk about that. Where would you put the laser if you're detoxing someone?
So the detox is going to be with something entirely different. So it's not with the lasers that we use to treat pain. It's something completely different. It's kind of complicated to explain. So I'm going to let Leslie do that one.
Sure.
But it's a really, really simple process.
You don't put them in a tank like
that.
No.
Oh, gosh, no. No, absolutely not. No, Leslie she's detoxed 2 toxins from me so far. I have 4 more to go. The typical person has between 1 to 5. Some people do have a little bit more than that. Almost all of us have toxins because of our environment. Between the air that we breathe, the water we drink, the food, even if you eat really well, the air and the water and, the things that we absorb via, anything that we touch, you're still going to, be exposed to certain toxins. But, especially anybody who doesn't eat really, really, really healthy, our food system is just, I can't even talk about it. But that means that we're all exposed to all these toxins. And for the guy with Agent Orange, he also lived in Nevada for a while, where there were large copper mines in the area. So he had a high content of copper as well. And so that was also causing all sorts of issues. So there's all sorts of things that can play into this that raise our toxicity level. But now we got that covered too.
That is really spectacular. I was thinking about the poor kids over there in Michigan, with the lead. And, that's a bigger issue, I'm sure. Yeah. But I'm sure that's something that's in your mind with it. Well, so you're going to have to get a bigger...
We're working on that.
Yeah, you're going to have to get a bigger
Give us a
center.
Little time and
a bigger
we'll
center, and we can... right. Well, this is a very thrilling thing. I know that you started out with being so excited about just getting rid of some simple pain, and then it got bigger. We went in arthritis, and we got into bigger. I would tell you something. I was happy that you mentioned fibromyalgia. Do you know that I've been doing this for a long time, and it's only really recently, maybe 15 years, that doctors even accepted that fibromyalgia was an illness. There are a lot of women, mostly women, suffered with this, and they were always told was just in your mind. I didn't know if you were aware of that.
I hear things like that, and to be honest with you, Anita, it infuriates me so much that I tend to forget about it and just throw it away.
Yeah, I do understand
I can't handle that kind of
because
reaction.
I knew a couple of people who suffered from this, and that's what the doctors told them. And then, of course, it came out that there is such a thing. So you're right. Well, I'm very excited about this. And so do we call this, let's see, we call this advanced laser therapy because I want people to know there are other laser therapy. You know, people advertise this all the time. And so you have to be very careful what you're doing and where you're going. And I don't know how you would even phrase that.
So, I mean, we have laser therapy it's been used for about 40 years now. More so in other countries, but there's just been in the last couple years more and more laser therapy places are popping up. I've even seen an influx over the last 6 months or so here. So when Leslie's daughter was diagnosed with trigeminal neuralgia, the closest place that they could go to for her treatment was in South Carolina. So from here, that was the closest place. Now, there really are places popping up everywhere. And I've seen prices all over the map. I've seen prices that are twice as much as ours. I've seen prices that are lower than ours. But, we've really locked in our prices for right now that we definitely won't be dropping our prices because the thing is we really, truly give the best treatment. I mean, we put everything into every single one of our patients. Leslie really puts it all out on the line on that free consultation. You are really treated as an individual. Our staff is absolutely phenomenal. Everyone truly, genuinely cares about everyone's well-being. I mean, our staff alone is honestly a big family. There's just so much love in all of our clinics, and we really, really know our stuff. So, I mean, I've had people come to us, other advertisers, and they're like, how do you got to make yourself stand out compared to other laser therapy places? And I'm like, we do. We truly do. It doesn't concern me.
Well, how long does it typically a treatment last?
So when you schedule an appointment, it's about a half an hour appointment. And so treatment can be anywhere between 18 and 24 minutes, depending on your protocol. But with all of our treatments, we also do a wellness program. I'm not aware of anyone else that does that. And that's something that only that laser that has the 4 modalities, that's something that you can only do with that laser. So with that, we treat the adrenals and the carotid artery. So that's, just stimulating your immune system. So that kind of just boosts your overall health from a different angle, in addition to treating the local pain as well.
This star on my interview is amazing, and Becca Kallaus is just you can hear it. I know it goes through the radio waves. It does. She's very enthusiastic, but she's highly intelligent, and she grasps things very, very quickly. And she has, been taunting all of us to get something that's wrong so she can use this. So why don't you now take a minute and talk about this little handheld laser? I mean, is this the one that you use, or are they bigger, or what size are they when you're in your center?
So, like I said, we have a couple different ones in our clinic. So we have one that it's larger. It's
like
roughly
a
foot by a foot by a foot.
Yeah.
And so that's obviously not transportable. It's many tens of thousands of dollar machine, and you have to have a medical license to use it. And there's that one does have a heat element to it. You do wear glasses for that one because you don't want to look at the infrared. You never want to look at any infrared. So now this one, the one I did bring one here, the one that we sell for home use, which is one of the same ones that we use in our clinics. That one is smaller. It is handheld. It's very light. It's very portable. But
so you're going to put that on my hand again?
Sure.
Why don't you do that while we talk?
No problem. Absolutely.
Do that while we talk.
Sure,
okay. I might as well get my little service here.
Yeah.
And I see that there's a little red and green beeps. Yeah. Is it right where it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah. So now with this one has 4 different modalities. So it's near infrared. So that the near infrared modality, that's the same as the other laser. But it's a different power, different frequency, different couple things. Lasers. There's so many different kinds of lasers. There's a lot of different classifications and different things. But With this one, in addition to the near infrared, it also has LED lights, and that's what you're seeing dance around like that. So it has red, amber, indigo, violet, and yellow, green, and all of those have different functions. But in a nutshell, LED, it boosts the immune system of the skin, increases blood flow, collagen production, helps with wrinkles, helps with any kind of scarring, kills bacteria of all kind, things like that. So that's stimulating everything on the surface. And then the ultrasound, then it also has ultrasound, which basically kind of acts as a magnifier for expediting things further.
I like to see the LED lights. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm looking at them. No, I'm looking at them. I love it.
So in the middle here, that's for the infrared. So you don't want to look at that. So I'm putting my finger over it. Okay. Now you don't have to wear glasses with it. It's actually at a level where if you were to accidentally look at it, it's where you would have to stare at it for at least 10 seconds before you are at any risk of causing any eye damage. So it's where it's, I can't remember what the term is, but it's lower than, it causes no damage for the blink rate, basically.
Oh, okay.
So for the time it takes for your eyes to blink at it, it won't cause any damage.
So if you're dealing with, let's say, carpal tunnel, and you put it on, do you put it anywhere on the wrist? Does it work around the whole wrist, or you have to put it in a special place?
So what happens with all of our protocols is that we have certain areas that we use the laser for different reasons. Because before I started learning more about it, I would take one home with me at night and I use it. Okay, I have a pain here. I'm just going to put it here. And I'm like, man, why? I'm only seeing like minimal results. Everyone else is getting these amazing results. Like, what am I doing wrong? And it does help to know where to put it. And the laser that we sell for home use, it actually comes with a book of over 200 protocols. So there's a crazy list of things that you can use this for.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with this book.
Yeah, it tells you exactly what to do, where to put it, what mode, how long, how often you treat yourself, if there's any rest period, how long, all sorts of things. So everything you could need to know, it really says it right there. Yeah. So
big book. It's
wonderful. Really, really easy to follow.
It's really very medical. That's the thing.
Yeah, but in a simple way. Yeah. It's very easy to follow, and we really write. We also write a custom protocol for anybody. For anybody who purchases a laser as well. And we spend an hour on the phone with them to make sure that they feel comfortable with everything, to walk them through it and all sorts of things. So,
well, I have to report to you that when I put my hand over this before, when I first discovered it last night, it was sore when I did it. It doesn't feel sore now. I'm trying to not imagine anything, But, the lump is still there, and eventually, I don't know exactly what happened, maybe the muscle, but I can rub it now. I do not feel anything. Now, what is that?
What's happening?
Yeah, what happened here? What happened?
Well, like I said, your body knows how to heal itself, so it's just greatly accelerating that process. But there's certain things that really prevent the body from healing quickly on its own, oftentimes. So, for example, my mom broke her toe, and she lives in St. Louis, and she hasn't bought a laser yet. So she 2 months, and her toe is still killing her. Now that sounds, I don't know what the typical recovery time is for a broken toe, but Leslie, she broke her toe, and she can tell you about that story as well.
And we're going to hear that next time when Leslie's on, and thank you so much,
Let's just say it was about 10 days, and it was completely all better.
Thank you so much, Becca. This is wonderful. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll get you back next week.
All right. Thank you so much, Anita.